Technology is a thing. All right, we're live now. Good evening, YouTube, or if some places, depending where you're at, good morning. This is your man, all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. And here we have a very special guest, a very lovely lady from down under. One Miss Kristyn Lay, if I got your name right, madam. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, please correct me anytime you want to. And she is a professional IFBB Physique Pro. She just got a pro card about a little over a month or so ago in Australia. And I found out about her by my friend AJ Roberts over at Female Bodybuilding Channel, and he congratulated her. I also congratulate her. So welcome to my stream and welcome to YouTube. I know you've been on here before because I followed you, and I know you did some interviews with Ryan at DD on the Spot. He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really good one. Thank you very much for having me as well.
I'm very welcome, very welcome. Well, for people who don't know about you yet, share some information with us about yourself and how'd you get into this sport, and just little tidbits here and there.
Do you want my whole history?
That's good. We can start from there with that.
Basically, I started going to the gym when I was probably about 2007. So just to sort of stay fit and tone up, as when I was younger, everyone wants to be skinny and toned. And then probably about 2011, I started lifting a lot heavier, and my body started developing. And then I really liked the look, so I just progressed from there and started doing some shows. Started placing really well, and the feedback that I was getting was that my muscle was quite dense, and I should keep moving up and progressing. So yeah, I did.
That's pretty good. And did you have why I often find out when I'm doing research about a lot of female bodybuilders, anybody in this sport, often have a athletic background. What did you do? Did you play sports as when you were younger, or where you just got to it just to work out?
When I was younger, I did everything. Everything. My dad was really athletic, so he's a soccer player, and quite a few people in my family professional soccer players. So I remember going for jogs with him in the morning from the age 4. So we did jogging, we did cycling, rollerblading, sports. I did soccer, netball, football, like AFL football as well. Loved soccer. I had to stop soccer because I kept kicking people in the shin.
Yeah. Well, I played football too, but we played with the pads and stuff on when that was in high school.
Yeah, you're allowed. In soccer here, you're not supposed to injure people, but it's a little bit too aggressive for team sports. So I started doing sort of individual-based stuff. I did a lot of kickboxing when I was younger, a little bit of wrestling, and then I sort of got into more of the I want to look skinny, the cardio sort of things, and then wanted to do a fitness model competition, but I was too thin. So I started working with PT back in 2007, put on 5 kilos in I think about 12 months. I was still too skinny, but that's when I fell in love with actually like weightlifting.
So you started, like I said, yeah. So you say you was like you a little bitty thing, and then you just got more.
So
yeah.
My natural genetics and all the women in my family are really small. So quite petite framed. We're like 5'3". I think the maximum weight that any of us would hit would be about 50 kilos if we weren't training. So,
yeah. Well, I know my family's petite. I got one nephew. He's probably the skinniest in the family, but and like I said, you enjoy doing this sport, especially who was your biggest idols other than your father and your brothers and your sisters and all your other family members? Who really you looked up to when you got into the sport?
Donald and Bailey, like definitely. I was looking through my Instagram the other day, and she was one of the first people that I followed. So when I started really trying to grow, it was like 2011, 2012, and she was just my idol. But I never thought that I would ever get to the category that she was in. So, but I loved her, and I loved her attitude as well. So she trained very similar to me, like very aggressively, lifting heavy. She wasn't like just, you know, going in there and looking like she was, I don't know, just having a good time. She was sweating. Yeah, it was great. Great
Yeah,
motivation.
she wasn't doing like what they often do. Some they do the cupcake pictures, and seeing the girls just look a little away, say, okay, I'm done, and but you're really serious about this, and and like I said, this is like I've been following bodybuilding for a long time, and it's a growing a community in Australia. When I was coming up, I think one of the top bodybuilders at the time was Bev Francis, and Bev, she was the biggest star. Then there was a couple others like Debbie Compton. There was also Kristyn involved. Currently, there's a bodybuilder that's out of Australia. That's Kaya Bullmore. If I've got her name correct or wrong, I'm sorry. And I know she competed for a little bit, but then she had gotten Lyme disease. She was out for a while, but she competed 2019 at the Tampa Bay. And she's pretty impressive. You ever met her, or y'all ever,
I haven't met her, but I've seen her. Women's
uh-huh.
bodybuilding in Australia is not very big,
Mm-hmm.
like in the States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause I know physique is kind of growing here. It's kind of growing here in physique because, like I said, you talk about Donnelly Bailey. As you know, you have Shanique Grant, who was the two-time Miss Olympia, the current champion Sarah Vilgas. Also, you have some other ladies, like, as you know, there's quite a few ladies who started in physique that jump on the bodybuilding, and Andrew Shaw and a couple others. I can, I don't have. I'm not on my mind right quick because I'm more of a hardcore bodybuilding fan. I've been following bodybuilding since I was 13, and the physique I kind of get a grow on. I have a friend right now. She's not competing right now. Her name is Brittany Big Lemony Brooks. She's out of Texas, and right now she's sitting out this year because she wants to really grow a little more size. You think, like, I remember I was watching your interview with Didi with Ryan on Didi on the spot. That said one part was that you was growing for the season, and especially dealing with both. With I know I was watching how I said that dealing with both with you had the fires in Australia, and then with both of COVID. Was that a lot of? It was a lot of stress, physically and mentally, on you also.
It was, yeah, it definitely at the start it was. There was no way I was going to make loss because for me, it's taken me a while to get like was not to invest even before COVID. Like you said, it was constant to just progress and grow, like actually. And I have a full gym that allowed me to, continue to progress during COVID. So I was stressed at the start, but progress because I was actually getting results. That makes sense. But I think the stressful thing for me was
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So
And like I said, um, like I say, was COVID's really messed up a lot of things. I think a lot of ladies want to. Right now, this weekend is the first. Well, I won't say there's been plenty of shows going on, and there's some shows. I think this weekend is a show that start of for the bodybuilding season, and that's the New York Pro, and the numbers are very low for this season for bodybuilding because a lot of the ladies who can't come over here and compete because of travel restrictions. Some bodybuilders I follow who mentioned that they have to try to do like a quarantine, and that's a lot of money. Between that's you got to quarantine there and quarantine back. But if it was possible, would you really want to come over here and compete?
cost of doing that, because I could definitely get over it. But then to come back and have to quarantine for 2 weeks, what's the point in doing that for me competitively? Because I would be competing to try to aim to get obviously a spot in the Olympia, and then if I was to just to sit in a hotel for 2 weeks by myself, I'd literally go straight from that hotel to the site walk, I reckon, with my personality. Like, I just couldn't do it. So I really did have plans to want to come over. But unfortunately, in Australia, we just have to quarantine by ourselves in a hotel room for 2 weeks. You get 15 minutes when you're allowed outside. That's it, no gym, nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, over here in America, we wildin'. We, we supposed to do quarantines like that, but we wildin'. We can't. It's if you've seen the news, it wasn't that long ago where they had the whole people just march into the state capitol and go crazy. It's just people can't handle this because, as we know, human beings were social creatures, and even like when I was growing up, we lived out in the country. And then when it snowed, because where I live down south North Carolina, it doesn't snow like that, like in some places. Like I know where when it hits wintertime for y'all, it's summer for us, and when it's summer for y'all, I mean, but when it snows right here, it's not so heavy. But I remember one year it snowed, and it's me, my mother, my brothers and sisters, my nieces and nephews all living in one house together. And then you get sometimes after a while, you'd be like, "What you look at? What you look at?" And you'd be like, and that's the feeling. And then, but that's worse. But you're by yourself, and you're in there. If you got like it's like that movie Deer Hunter. You're looking at the ceiling fan that's turning around. And you're thinking about things.
I'm like already traumatized even thinking about it. Because for me, I'm one of those people that I'm constantly busy. Like, I constantly busy. I find it really hard to like just lie there and do nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Even on my phone, I'm not really on my phone that much, just to sort of do posts and that. But yeah, I know for me personally, if I went into quarantine, it would not be a good outcome when I came out in my brain. So I'll just have to sort of wait, and hopefully season A, um, like it will open and they'll come over, or maybe they'll just open borders by August. But as soon as they do, I'll come over.
Yeah, that's probably the good shot to look at because I think August. I think supposed to be the Rising Phoenix is in September, I believe. Then there's also the Romania Muscle Fest. That's on Romania, and they're supposed to have a show in Portugal. But this should also. I know in your area you live around South Pacific. They should also start thinking about doing shows around that area, like around Singapore, also the Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, just recently, as you know, the Wing of Strength has an ambassador program, and they just picked up a couple of female bodybuilders. One lady from Hong Kong, one lady from I think Thailand or Singapore, and that's a great way to recruit because it go worldwide. It's one thing you got a lot of bodybuilders out of Europe. There's some of my fault like such Jay Fuchs I'm a big fan of. I'm hoping she gets to compete this year. I don't know. There's a new one coming up by Julie Fur. She's from also. I think she's from Switzerland also, and it's just just growing numbers of the women, and with your division, like I say, it's still a growing division because it's more for women who don't like someone who say, well, I don't want to get that level to yet, but let me say between it's between two divisions between figure and bodybuilding where it's at because the figure girls like they can go up to physique and some of the physique women are now going up to bodybuilding. Would you ever think about going up if you could, or you figure you're comfortable where you're at?
No, I think that I've got a really good mix of femininity and muscularity at the moment. Um, I respect bodybuilding, but I don't feel like it's the look for me. I I don't even think that I've got the right genetics to have an impressive physique as a bodybuilder, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Just to
Yeah,
train
I see.
harder. I'm quite low-limbed and I've got small sort of muscle bellies, so
Mm-hmm.
I like the look.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like, 'cause, yeah, I respect your look. I respect your physique because, because a lot of ladies, because like I said, I grew up good part of the 80s and 90s, and you have that look that from the classic, from those early days, like, like someone like Tanya Knight or Debbie Mugley or Lloyd Craval, that classic look. And that's what's getting popular because Sarah Vegas, she beat Shanique Grant, and everybody thought Shanique Grant was going to win. Here comes Sarah, and you and her kind of almost have that same kind of build. She might be, I don't know how, I think Sarah might be, I forget how tall Sarah is. I think she's about 5'4", and how tall are you?
we're exactly the same.
Same height. So that would be a great matchup between y'all two. If you ever get a chance to if you ever get your chance to get a show like
Oh,
especially the Tampa.
she's
Yeah, Tampa's the
definitely
best. Mhm.
she
Yeah,
should definitely make me step up my conditioning a
yeah.
notch.
Yeah, and the Tampa is a good show. Also, Chicago is a good show. Though usually the top shows for, especially be able to shoot for the Olympia is probably is the Chicago and the Tampa. And like I said, there's more shows and with the Rising Phoenix, that's now this year it's became an invitational, and it's all women's show. There's no guys. It's just it's all, nothing for you. It's just for you ladies strictly. But if you ever considered, um, what would be your future next step for you if you say, you know what, I did what I did, I got as far as I did, what I'm going to do next?
Do you mean if I got into the Olympia
Yeah,
post that, or are you talking about what my competitive plans are?
after if you like it.
I suppose once I feel like I'm done, then I'll stop. Um, Not bodybuilding, but I'll stop competing because I feel like I really enjoy it, but I don't want to do it when I stop enjoying it, if that makes sense. So I think that life is, you chase your passions and do what you enjoy. If I'm starting to hate the grind, then I'll stop doing it. I'll always be fit and active. I'd actually like to, when I'm in my 40s, work in London. So I'm a corporate worker, and where I'm at allows me to work in certain countries. So I'd like to work in London for a couple of years, um, maybe New Zealand for a couple of years. But yeah, they're all sort of more um, career goals post competing. So
That's good. That sounds good to get to travel, go here and there. For y'all, everybody out there, hit the like button here. Also share the information. Also, I got Kristen's PayPal in the description. So you want to send her a few things because, like I said, these ladies do this for a passion, and unless they have a good sponsor or a rich sugar daddy, it's they can use your extra help. And also remember, me too. Also, you see my Cash App stuff like that. I can lose a little extra cash because things are a little tight and just like. So,
you got a sugar daddy?
so
You don't have your own
what'd you
sugar
say?
daddy? You don't have a
No,
sugar
no,
daddy?
no, nah, 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 nah. I know that's not me. Nah, that's not me. I don't need no sugar, no sugar daddy for me. No, I'm not pretty enough. I'm too gruff. Yeah, You see, if you ever see me, I look like a silverback ape with my clothes off. That's scary. So anyway, like this, I often like to ask some ladies, like often, the one thing of being a fan of female bodybuilding, I get people who criticize what y'all ladies do, and they don't understand that you are athletes. You do this as athletes, and then you have people who might say like, "Kristyn, you're a pretty girl. Why you do this? Why you want to be like a man? Yada 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 yada." Do you ever have people say that to you?
Um, not very often, but I've had a few comments, but not very often because if you met me face to face, you would actually see that aesthetically in my face, I'm very feminine. I'm quite
Mhm.
pretty, like not being arrogant, but I'm quite pretty. So it'd be hard
You
for a
are.
woman to come to me and say you don't look like a woman because I clearly do. I have had a couple of comments where people, um, some old friends have been like, "Oh, you used to be so pretty. Why did you do this to yourself?" Um, and I just like block them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, it's like
Yeah, like
it doesn't bother me. It's really easy for me to let go of feelings that don't serve me, if that makes sense. Like,
mhm.
if you don't like the way that I look, that's fine. I probably don't like you either. Or, not everyone's going to like me. I'm not going to like everyone, but you can't take everything personally. Like, I could be, I reckon I'd probably get more criticism if I, pumped up my lips, got fake boobs, and walked around like Barbie than what I do now.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like that's often talk about this because it happens a lot in the sport that a lot of women because that's why I picked that picture when I was doing the setting up the picture. I picked that picture. We say I have no tits, and I respect that because a lot of women they often the judge would tell them like you know what, Kristyn, you're a pretty girl, you got a nice physique, but if you can just maybe get some bigger boobs, maybe something like that, maybe you can do better in judging. And and that's just I often hear some women say that. And and to me, you're still a woman. It shouldn't matter, if you get a pair of silicone balloons. That's you're still feminine, and that makes you. And personally, me personally, I love the pure women with the pure pecs. It's just just pure. Just right now, I love your chest. You have a beautiful chest. I love that about you. One thing I'm not a big fan is tattoos. I'm gonna admit that. Not a big tattoo guy, but you have a great physique, you got a great body. I'm gonna admit that.
Now, for me, like, when I go on stage, I wear my bikini. The bikini's got 4 pads. It makes me look busty. So whatever. I'm not in real life I don't feel unattractive by having small boobs at all. I like my petite body.
Mhm.
But yeah, I it's definitely the fitness industry is obviously riddled with fake breasts. But if that makes people feel good about themselves, then all for it. But I already feel good about myself without it, so
Yeah,
I don't. But I am
yeah,
aware that it helps you look bigger on stage, which is why I have like all the pads,
yeah,
like
yeah,
top.
yeah, yeah. Fake boobs also cause it points porn and also modeling. So that's just in here and there. What do you say? But this is something like this. Like I'm made like this. I'm a smo. I admire y'all ladies. I'm a fan of female bodybuilding. And we schmoes have a saying undercover, like when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. We get excited when we see y'all. And it's just it's a beautiful thing about y'all. You come out there and I know you know it takes a lot to do what you do. Be on stage, you have people staring at you, and then also who's when you're out there, you have like people in the crowd out there encourage you, like your family, your friends. Who's out there encouraging you when you're out there on that stage?
I have quite a few supporters that come and they yell out my name. It's good. I enjoy that. When I first started, I was quite introverted and I had really no one yelling my name. I was a bit more shy, but no, I really when someone yells your name, it's so good. I remember I was on stage with my coach. I was doing a heat pose, and he goes, "Pull it, Chrissy!" And like instantly, I just did my glute, and it ended up being one of the best stage photos I had. Like it was just, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you have people that come there to support you. I know it's like when I was a little kid, when I went to I go singing like in my choir, and my mom's there say, hey baby," or you graduate on the stage. So, like I said, but the big thing about the sport is what we feel like needs to change in it. What should happen? What could help it go a little farther in your mind?
Um, I think I'm not sure. Do you mean in Australia or worldwide?
Just worldwide, and probably also Australia. How you feel about it in Australia? Just in your backyard.
Well, in Australia, I feel like women's physique isn't really recognised or celebrated. We don't do pro shows here. We do pro shows for like bikini and, um, you know, men's physique. But I know seven women's physique competitors in Australia at the moment that, if they announced a pro at the end of this year, they would all be in pro. All everyone would do it. So I think that perhaps, you know, looking at running some women's physique shows here would be good and probably profitable too, because like I said, seven from Australia, you can bring people over from New Zealand. There's literally, if we want to compete, we have to go overseas. Once we get our product, there's nothing here for us.
Well, like I said, if they're like this, if the ladies are interested, I would love to talk to them. Also, you can share the information with them, and I'd love to get y'all ladies up points because I know y'all need the attention, y'all need the help because I know it's a struggle out there, especially out in Australia. And most of like this, it's an old saying. There's a movie called, remember the movie Pretty Woman? It's a part where the guy says, everybody wants to come to Hollywood, and that's what America is. Everybody wants to come here to compete because here's all the shows, the opportunities. I mean, especially once, like I said, this one thing is once the pandemic settles down and restrictions are over, because like I said, you have a look to you, you're attractive, you have a great physique. You can there's a lot of companies that probably would love to hook up with you, like especially the internet companies. You also have your own, if you, like I said before, if anybody listens to, she also has her own social media, and that also social media is the one thing that helps everybody out. Like IG, like that's how I get in contact with a lot of ladies with IG and Facebook. Also, if you're on Twitter, TikTok, that's the thing. That's the thing, the way of the future.
Yes, it definitely is. No, I made some good
Mm-hmm.
contacts, some coming pro, which
Yeah,
is good. But yeah, like I said, there's some great pros here that are just itching to go overseas as well, and they're all good.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
That's why I wish I was a millionaire because I love to support some of these ladies and give them opportunity because this is a great time to, especially with the growth of with the growth of the sport, it's getting a lot more popular now. Back in the day, it was some struggles. I think other than the Tampa, you said, what show would you like? I think you said you wouldn't mind doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic.
yeah, so I saw that Tampa was about a week was being held a week from another show, maybe in Texas, I think.
Hmm. Yeah.
And there was one in Arizona in
Hmm.
September that I was looking at
Hmm.
as well. I'd love to do Chicago as well. I think that's September too. So I when I come over, I'm planning on doing multiple shows to sort of get up my points and get as much experience and see what I need to work on to get to that next step. So whether that's this year, which doesn't look likely, but we can hope, or if not,
Yeah.
definitely next season. As soon as borders open, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. Has y'all already start getting y'all shots yet? You have vaccines out in Australia yet?
We have vaccines out in Australia. Um, I'm not really across how the studies are going yet, or how. Um, I think they just recently came out, but I really don't watch the news very often because I'm quite busy. Um, yes, but we do have vaccines.
Yeah, I hadn't got mine yet. I'm not sure if anyone get that shot. But anyway, it was so
Yes,
nice talking with
spoken to
Yeah,
travel, then I'll come.
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I really want to see what happens with, any side effects from it first, because I don't want to like get this vaccine and die and get
yeah, I know people
hospitalized.
can. Yeah, yeah. I think people concerned about it. I don't think. I think people feeling like you might be like the Walking Dead. You'll be like a
Yeah,
walker. you know.
yeah. I think there's a lot of hype, unnecessary, drama being created about the vaccine. But for me personally, I'd still like to see, you know, if there are side effects before I get it. But yeah, if I needed to come overseas, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fair to say because you got to be concerned about yourself and your health. I understand that. So anyway, like I said, I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. You got things you got to do. Do you want to have anybody you want to shout out to? You want to share any information while you're on here with me for a bit?
Shout out to my coach, Chris Thomas. He's amazing from Alpha EOS. My sponsors, BPM Labs. They've got great products. I think they're going to be launching worldwide soon. Um, and my best friend Aaron is amazing. So they're my shout outs.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, that's nice. But like I said, this was fun. I mean, enjoy talking to. And you're the first person outside of the United States I get to talk to. Australia. This is so I mean, I think the only Australian I can think of was Paul Hogan from the Crocodile Dundee. I mean, that was just but it was just nice talking to you. You're a wonderful lady, a beautiful
Thank you.
competitor. I I'm hoping once this settle. I hope once everything settles, we'll get to see you compete in some shows. Maybe we get to see you compete in Olympia. Maybe you become the first Olympian Miss Physique champion. I just hope for the best for you, and hope you be safe and be careful. All right.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah. All right. Shout out to our guest, Miss Christina Lee. Thank you, and good night, everybody.
See you later.
See you later.